Okay, my name is Michaela Platon from Romanian Youth Radio. Mr. Smith, I would like to ask you, a few years ago you have made the announcement that the Cure will disappear from the musical scene. Fortunately for the millions of your fans, you have changed your mind. What was the motivation of this announcement?
The motivation for it was that I was not enjoying being in the group anymore. I thought that it finished its natural life, and I wanted to make one last album, and that album turned out to be Blood Flowers, and the act of making the album made me enthusiastic about the Cure again. So I really honestly felt that in 1999 that we would be making the last Cure album. It still might be true. I mean, we might not get around to making the next heavy metal album.
Okay, I would like to ask you for an ID. The radio is Radio 3.
3 or 3? 3. And what am I supposed to say? Radio 3.
The last time you were here, I think it was '89, and you were supposed to come to another concert, but finally it was postponed. There have been 12 years past. Do you see any changes in Hungary, or will you have time to look around and have a tour around Budapest?
I will have a look at Budapest tomorrow, because we don't fly out until tomorrow night. So I shall wander around with a headache. I don't think it's really. If I was serious about doing this kind of thing, I'd give you a serious answer about how I felt they've been, But to really to visit a country for like 24 hours 12 years ago and to return and say I've noticed a difference, I'd have to be an idiot to say that, because of course I don't notice a difference. I mean, the last time we came, my overriding memory was actually of the audience. It was of the people in Hungary. It wasn't of the country. And it was just that there was a great sense of affection for the Cure. And we were upset that we didn't come back, because I can't remember why. We were supposed to come back in '96, I think, and we didn't. I'm pleased that we have come back, and I'm sure that the buildings are the same, and I'm sure the people are going to be the same. So, and unless I comment on the development of your political system, there's not really anything of any interest I can say, and I know very little about it. I only know really like indigenous Eastern European music. I don't really know any new Eastern European music. I don't know very many new bands from Eastern Europe now. I imagine that what usually happens is when we do shows like this, I go home with a bag full of CDs. Except we haven't got a record company this time, so I probably won't go home with a bag of CDs.
Hi, at the very beginning, Albert Camus has got a very big influence on you, as far as I know. Is it still on? Is it this dark, this deep side of life is influencing your career?
I think the this is a tough one. I think inevitably, like, there are certain things which influence me as an artist, but I don't think that really Let's Go to Bed could be said to represent a deeper side of life. We've been involved in some really stupid pop songs and we've done some very stupid things, which I've enjoyed hugely. I think if we'd been a very serious band the whole time, if it had reflected only that side of my personality, I don't think it would have been a very enjoyable experience for me or for anyone else. I think the best things that we've done have been influenced by a kind of a deeper sense, like an underlying sense of helplessness and meaningless. But it's every now and again I think you have to kind of break away from that, because otherwise it's too dismal. I'll just stop. I think Camus gave in the sense of that at the age that I read him, I felt that I was very pleased to realise I wasn't the first person that felt the way I did. And essentially I think when a new audience, that every time people come to the Cure for the first time, they kind of get hold of something that's there, that they realise they're not the only people that feel like that. So that's really what, I suppose, that underlying theme that is there in our music, hopefully.
Any more questions?
have no idea what walking into an office feels like. And I know what you mean. The sense of going out in front of people and doing something is exactly the same for me now as it was 25 years ago. I still have the same feeling about it.
Okay, last 3 questions, please.
Hello. I'd like to ask you a little bit about the B-sides, because once you said somewhere that the songs that couldn't make it on the album, they don't. It's not like the rest that wasn't good enough for the album, but you still don't play it on concerts. And I'd like to know a little bit about the forthcoming box set that you just talked about, maybe how next swing.
Well, after having talked about the box set for a long time, for years actually, about 5 years, Polydor in London have finally agreed to do a box set of B-sides for next year, as long as we promote it. So we will be playing B-sides next year in the promotional shows. The reason why we've never played B-sides is because whenever we've played songs live, there's a connection between them, and it makes me feel a certain way. And B-sides always seem like lost children; they never quite fit. So we have played a B-side anyway. Lament we played one. I've never had any pretensions towards making films. No. I've never wanted to be behind the camera or in front of it, believe it or not. I like singing and writing songs. That's what I get pleasure from. I enjoy watching good films, but I don't really feel that I'd be able to make one.
Okay, the last question. Anyone has the last question?
Yeah, it served a purpose. I was able to extricate myself from the contract that I was in, and I was able to choose what songs went on the greatest hits and do the packaging, and it's alright. I mean, I think as a greatest hits it's a good collection, but I don't think it represents the best of The Cure. It's like, for me it has nothing to do with The Cure really, the greatest hits. It's I think next year probably what will come out along with the B-sides is my choice of songs that I think represent what The Cure really does, which will be called Best Misses or something. Worst of. What? The World Cup? Did I enjoy it? I had mixed feelings. I enjoyed certain moments, like France going out, and Germany getting beaten, and Argentina being beaten was a nice moment. But overall, I did enjoy it. From the first game, I wanted Brazil to win it because they were the best football team. And essentially, I'm a football fan. I'm not an England fan. You can't be both. That's going to kill me if that gets into the English press. Isn't it?
Okay, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much.
Being here with us. Now, please, everyone should stay up there.